This is a very godlike occupation. You get to decide which little rock gets to be pink and which one gets to be kind of blue and which one's the brown. Some of them just have more juju than the others, you know. They've just got more of a presence, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with how much stuff is in them or the colors. It's just kind of an intangible that's part of the appeal of them, I think. When this one was finished, I guess because of the mouth, it reminded me of one of those tiki gods. That one I named Stan the Man. He just seems kind of, hey, how you doing? Well, this is the Seaplane Lagoon at the old naval base in Alameda. Oh, this looks good. Yeah. This used to be a street. Oh, this looks kind of good. Oh, I like that. It's around with a little grid thing. Ooh, this is good. Look at that. I like that arch. It's got some nice little relief. It's just the right kind of size. You know what? I bet this was a lid off a plastic bucket. Is what I think it is. But now it's just a shape, so I can use it. This is a two-part flexible urethane mold making rubber. I'm going to put the first coat on this rock to make a mold of that so I can make a bunch of more rocks. Just going to pour it right in there. There we go. So this popped right up. And we're going to turn that over. And now so this goes right back in here where it was. And now we're ready to pour some gypsum cement in here, and we'll make something that looks just like this. This is a different rubber mold that's going to make small parts, and we'll pour gypsum cement into them and get the pieces we need to assemble the final faces. Alright, so that's probably enough. So I'm going to take some of this off the bottom so I don't get a bunch of air. And then we just lay it in here like this. This is pretty ornate here. Most of them aren't quite this intricate. Okay, this is this mold that we poured the gypsum cement in there yesterday, and it's sat and it's hardened up, so we can take the little finished pieces out. These are an architectural metal piece I found. I was just putting some primer on these castings, so the next step is to assemble them. These are all the parts for what's going to be this sculpture here, and this is face parts for this one. So they just kind of arrange on there like that, and here's a good little eyeball for this one. He has a built-in mouth, so I don't need an extra mouth. So we'll warm it up a tiny bit, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of black, and a little bit of red. Alright, I'm going to cover this whole thing, come back and kind of do a little vignette shading kind of thing on the very outside. After this one dries, I'm going to go back in and I'll probably leave 6 or 7 different colors and paint these little individual aggregate rocks. I mean, my process for this type of thing is I have these certain colors, so I've got what, 3, 6, got 8 colors, and I'm just gonna kind of evenly disperse them around. And this is a sequence of assembling the features on this sculpture here, and when it was all done, I decided to name it Gopher Girl. So these are the pieces that I painted over the last few days, and they're ready to go on the assembled piece. And right now they just look like a pile of junk, which is kind of cool. But you know, once you start arranging them, it doesn't take long before we start to recognize that they are some sort of a face. So I'm going to take them and put them over here on this big piece that's all painted. Placement regret. That's a good word. Well, a couple of times I've wished I'd moved it over a little bit, but I've worked this all out before. The smallest little motion, I'm trying to get some kind of emotional impact out of it. So, for some reason, I'm thinking about a Methuselah something or other. I mean, it seems like some kind of ancient, I think it's because of the rock, some kind of ancient being that it's kind of creepy looking, but you know, kind of familiar at the same time. And you know, you're creating something that didn't exist before. You know, and you're actually making a real object. I mean, especially today, so many people don't really have some kind of physical object that they've made. You know, they don't work on an assembly line building a car or a typewriter or something.